Happy Saturday, Ronchar Ranchers. I hope everybody has had a good week. So, I just removed the center line, and if you're not familiar with our setup here, normally where Abe is no man's land. We have it so that the horses can't touch each other, especially during quarantine. But when we are introducing or have a new horse, we do have a no man's land. So I took out that second line. So as you can see, they are now sharing a line. And Abe from the get-go has been very interested in Bill. The power is on, so that center line is hot, so that no shenanigans happen, at least on Bill's part, because I know that he's petrified of that center line when it's electrified. Louis, however, is the question mark and the wild card, because he has been known to paw the center line and cause issues. So hopefully that will not happen. But as I was saying, Abe has been very interested in Bill from the get-go. So it's not surprising that he's over here. Really what he's doing is he's eating what little grass he can find over there, because that area is not or has not been mowed while it's been no man's land. So he is chowing down. But they have been interested in each other. When Abe goes off to the second pasture, Bill is always interested in where he's going and what he's doing. So it will be interesting to see how they get along and if they pair up. Abe was very close to Roni. For those that don't know, I didn't make an announcement about it because I really wasn't emotionally ready, but in early November, I did let Roni go. His DSLD had gotten to the point that he was not going to be able to handle the wintertime. So just before we brought Bill in, I did let him go, and it was planned. So the reason I'm saying that is Abe has missed him. There has been a definite shift in the herd dynamic over there, and Abe misses his buddy. So Roni was 28, and Bill is 23. So he is partial to the older horses. Abe himself is 20, or will be 20 fairly soon. So it's not surprising that hopefully he will allow Bill to come into the herd very nicely, and they will be friends. I'm fingers crossed. Abe can be a bit of a bully. So if he doesn't, he's very much a bully with Louis. So I am very much hoping that he won't be with Bill, and they will be able to be friends, and Bill can be introduced quietly into the herd, and they will all get along. So that's why we do it in phases. You can ask 10 different horse people how they introduce horses, and you'll get 10 different answers. This is the way that we do it. We try to minimize the chaos that can ensue when you have a new horse in a herd. So we like to get a temperature of how the horses are going to do, touching each other and being closer to each other before we full on let them all be together. So that is a little glimpse of how we do this. Other than that, what's been going on this week? Other than the weather being absolutely ridiculously horrific, everything has been good with the boys. On a personal note, I am not a fan of the wind. It can cause a lot of damage. It can wreak a lot of havoc. Solomon hated the wind, and I think I have a little bit of that residual experience in the front of my mind. Horses can get very spooked with wind and run through fences and do various things. And while Bill wasn't outwardly upset with the wind, you could tell that he was. It was 50-mile-an-hour gusts here, and the wind was first came out of one direction, then shifted to another. Usually here what happens is that one side gets the wind, and the other one is fine. This past storm, we'll call it, or a wind event, they both got it. So he wasn't going into the barn. And when I came out to feed him in the morning, he was upset. He was hanging all over the gate. And the only way that I got him into the barn was because I had his food. So once I got him in there and I got him his hay, he settled down and spent part of the day in the barn. And he actually laid down too. So the other thing that happened this week is he hit the 1 week mark of being off of his antibiotics, and he is not doesn't have any nasal discharge. So that is why we decided to move forward with phase 1 of having the introductions happening. Now, if the introductions go well, this phase goes well, then we will do a full-blown introduction and take that last line down, and he will be fully integrated with everybody else. So we'll play it by ear on when that's going to happen. It really depends on how they act. If there's no major issues with the center line, it will come out sooner rather than later. If there are signs of aggression, we'll leave it up longer until that subsides. So, like I said, we'll just totally play it by ear and see. It's all up to them, as it is with everything with them. Hi, Kathleen. So they make the call on it, and we don't rush anything. There's really no point in rushing it, because the potential for somebody to getting hurt, specifically Louis, is very, very high. Louis, if you don't know, is very, very accident prone, and if he can get hurt, he will get hurt. So we try to minimize that. And if you are looking at the size difference between Louis and Abe, that is not because of the perspective. Bill is going to be that much bigger than Abe, which is going to be interesting. He is a little bit shorter than Charlie. So it's going to be very interesting to see Charlie and Bill and how they interact. Other than that, this week, nothing really has been going on. It's been very quiet, like I said, other than the weather, which is a good thing. Bill, I have switched not switched, but I have been introducing Purina Equine more. I give him J&S feed and Purina Senior. And I was doing more of the J&S, and now I have switched it to, transitioned it, I should say, to more of a, more of an equine senior. So, the reason being is that I would like to put, more weight on Bill, at least a little bit. And, he is thin around the, his hips, I'm sorry, he's thin around his hips. His ribs are showing a little more than I would like for the winter. So that is why I switched him up to the senior. The senior in the past has put more weight on horses like him, and actually for everybody. And so that is why I felt it was important to make sure that he was getting more equine senior. Hi, buddy. What do you think of Abers? Oops, sorry guys. I'm trying to put my glove on. Bear with me here. My hand is getting cold. Kathleen, you're asking how the weather's been. We have had literally 20 degrees, 30 degrees swings in temperature, which is absolutely horrible for the horses. Knock on wood, we have been very fortunate that everybody has taken that change in temperature very well. Some horses do not, and they colic, and that is a horrific experience. So we are very, very fortunate that everybody has been feeling well with the changes in temperature. We're going to have another one. So it is probably in the high 20s right now with the wind. It feels in the teens. It's supposed to get in the upper 30s today. The sun is out. It's beautiful. Charlie's side has already been taking naps. And so it's colder now. So by Christmas, they're saying that we're going to be in the upper 40s. So these huge swings in temperature, plus it's going to rain. We're just keeping our fingers crossed that everybody is going to continue to feel good. Bill doesn't care what the weather is. He stands at this center line watching what everybody is doing, and he just doesn't care. He's very much like Charlie. Charlie is the exact same way too. He's out and about. They're used to this kind of weather. If you don't remember, Bill does come from the New York area. He comes from central New York. He's lived up in the St. Lawrence area also. So he is a hardy boy. He is used to harsh winters. So Michelle, yes, pretty soon, yes, they will be all together. Oh, so Kathleen, you've got the 30-degree swings too. Yeah, I'm not a fan. I'll be quite honest. I'm totally not a fan. I would, I'd rather, when it gets cold, just stay cold. And it's, you know, people get sick, horses get sick with this huge temperature swings. And I'd really just like the ground to be cold enough so that it freezes. Because with Bill, you can see he has feathers. Sorry, buddy. I don't mean to be scaring you. I'm just coming around. He has feathers, so the mud is gonna stick in there, and then he can get scratches, and we don't want that. So we would rather that it would just be colder and let the ground freeze. We won't have to worry about the mud until the springtime. So you see that the taking off of that second center line did a whole heck of a lot. They're back to eating. So, yeah, so that is pretty much it. Kathleen, our nights are around 30 and daytime high is around 60 right now. Oh, okay. So, Kathleen, refresh my memory. Where are you from? Are you from the West or are you from the South? Speaking of the South, for those that have been with us for a while, I get updates with Ellie, and Ellie has been doing very, very well. She has 5 other friends at this point, and she has one best friend, and she's doing incredibly well. And I get pictures, and I text with her mom quite often, so she's doing very, very well. I've gotten a couple updates on horses. I'm not sure if you guys remember Amos and Andy. They were a pair of halflingers that we rehomed a few years ago. The family lost the family member that was taking care of the horse, or the horses, I should say, and they went to a wonderful home. Sorry, I was just seeing what he was doing. They went to a wonderful home, and I did hear from their dad, and Andy did have a colic episode this week. Fortunately, he was right on top of it and caught it quick enough, and happy to report that Andy is doing well and is back to eating normally and going to the bathroom. That's the big thing with colic. That's usually one of the telltale signs that a horse is colicking, is that they don't go to the bathroom. That is why I'm very adamant about being aware of how much everybody is going to the bathroom. Right now with Bill, it's super easy. I know that during the week, I know that I have to clean up 4 piles in the morning and 4 piles at night. And if that fluctuates or there's any, I don't care if there's more, but if there's less, then I start paying extra attention to him and making sure that he's got gut sounds and that he's doing okay. He has his spots where he goes to the bathroom, so it's pretty easy. The boys on the other side, it's pretty easy. You know, Abby's a little guy, so I know which one's his poop is. Charlie's a big guy, that's easy. And Lulu has his signs on which one is his. So I know how much everybody is going. Right, buddy? Hi. Say hi to everybody. Hi. But that's really it. Oh, Kathleen, White Mountains in Arizona. Oh, very nice. That sounds beautiful. As far west as I have gotten is Denver, and Colorado, I should say. I loved it. That is beautiful country out there. But that's it, guys. I just wanted to keep you guys updated with what's going on. I hope everybody has a wonderful Christmas. Be safe. Enjoy your loved ones. And I will see everybody next week. Be well, Wormchild Ranchers.